everyone, and welcome again to another edition of Fridays with Frankie here on the Frankie and Ding Dong Show. I am your host, Frankie Avalon, with my best friend and co-host, King Ding Dong, tonight. Once again,
what's up, Frankie?
Not much. We are ready. We have tournament weekend upon us. Basically had a month off from tournament bowling as far as local tournament action goes. For stuff that we're involved in. We bowled stuff like the IBC, and we bowled a couple events up in Bangor, which was fun. And but now we're back at it hard. We got back-to-back tournaments. We got the Carl's World Tour Eiffel Tower on Sunday, our tournament next Sunday, and tonight we're doing our big reveal of our oil pattern for our event. Not only will it be live on this show to drop, I'm going to drop it also as a post on our page for everyone to see. So. Yeah. You can actually look at that while you're watching the show if you want. So you have dual screen action. So
and with Frankie teasing it, we all know that that's why you guys are here, and we're kind of excited because
we are.
I know it seems like I say this to you guys every time, but this is going to be unlike anything you've ever bowled on before. We're breaking new ground again here at FDDS, and it will be available in our pattern library. And this one is going to be. It's one for the ages, like they all are. They seem to be, don't they?
It totally is. And, this is one that I think that might catch on, with other people that want to try it, because there's a lot of different layers to this pattern. Let's just put it that way.
Absolutely,
And it's something you can have some fun with. And I think something that people, if they wanted to, they could even maybe modify certain ways if they wanted to. But this pattern itself, I can't wait for our bowlers to bowl on it next Sunday. I cannot wait to see how this pattern plays. I really can't.
Well, in my opinion, I think there's going to be a lot of ways to make this pattern a little bit more playable, a little bit easier for your players if you want to modify it in any way, shape, or form, or if you want just outright brutality like we like. You keep
brutality. That's how I like it.
Keep it the way that we have it. But I got to tell you, this was once again so fun to design with you and mad scientist Frankie. And again, we're breaking ground, man. And like you said, it might catch on. I think with layers of bowling at every single level, this one might catch on. Maybe even more so in the people that are a little bit more serious about bowling than those that are less serious. So I got to tell you right now, if you're serious about your game and you want to improve your game, you will not want to miss this one. This potentially could be the future of bowling right here. And we're just we're trying to break ground, if you will, on that. So like we do, we make them tough. And we make a pattern out there for everyone to score on. We've seen it every time. No matter how tough we make them, we already had a 300 on one of our ugly, completely crazy, low volume, not low volume, low ratio patterns, very little tapers type of deal. Our bowlers are getting better and better, Frankie, and it's because we're putting out these challenging, more than challenging shots, more than sport shots. These are super sport shots, and they're right there from Frankie, myself, mad scientist. That's where we get.
We all have all three of our fingerprints on this pattern, right? I kind of had an idea initially with the pattern, and then talked with you about it, and then you had some great idea as far as volume for the pattern. And then the mad scientist was able to kind of put it all together and kind of, a couple of small tweaks into the programming. And all of a sudden, here we are. Looks great. And I cannot wait. So let's just get into it.
Let's do it.
We don't want to.
Do we have anyone watching?
We have some people on right now. We do.
Okay.
So if you're here, get into the comments. Your comments will show up live. We are on the Facebook page, YouTube channel, Twitch stream. We picked up 6 new subscribers this month.
Awesome.
So you know what? Again, we get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. We're going to do a giveaway, which will be awesome.
Yes.
So Randy Plummer checking in. Hey, boys. What's up, couch? Check in. Your comments will show up on the screen. I'll put them up just like I did to Randy's right here. And you got any questions, comments, whatever. I'm hoping that a lot of people that are bowling the tournament next week are going to check out the reveal. I'm going to publish it here on the page. At the same time, we're going to drop it here. So it's going to be a simultaneous drop. It's going to be fun. And so we're going to get into it right now. So I'm going to put the pattern up on the screen for everyone. There it is. The pattern is called I Can't Drive 55. And here are the guts of it, okay? The guts of this going across your screen now. I Can't Drive 55. Length 39 feet. Volume 55.4 mils. You heard that right.
55 mils.
mils.
I can't drive 55. We had some people guess 55 feet potentially.
Right.
You know, great guesses.
There was some good guesses.
We even had a guess by our man Grindham Gaskill who said 5150 mils.
Yes,
which was
he was
guess.
Close. He was close. That was a good one.
Yeah.
So the pattern's actually up on our page right now. It's a multi-layered pattern. It's got front to back taper. So that's going to make this pattern have a little bit of play that way. But you see what we call like the icicles at the end of it. We have some zones in there from basically that 34 to 39 foot zone.
Yes, sir.
And you got basically nothing, almost nothing, like not much. I mean, just enough.
You have strips of oil.
Strips of oil.
Yes,
right.
and those strips of oil are like the icicles falling off of your roof
right
now. If you have,
and that was the icicle. Like I had the icicles on the roof. That was the hint on that. We had the Sammy Hagar, which was the I Can't Drive 55 song.
Yes, sir.
The length of the pattern was on there, which was 39, which is Dominic Hasek's number. That's why that was the goalie for the Sabres. So that was the clue there for the 39 feet. The I Can't Drive 55 for the volume, and the icicles for the end of the pattern. So we always put something in there that basically helps give it away, but not give it away. And it's, that's just the fun stuff we like to do, for people. So.
I love it when people guess and stuff like that. And, at the same token, that's why I was wondering if people were watching Frankie, because I'd love to see what people think of this pattern.
Well, we got a comment already on the
Facebook pattern.
Mike Puzo, what the fuck are you guys thinking? Smoking. Sorry. Smoking.
This is me, my friend. Yeah. This is me, my friend.
So we had heard a rumor that there might have been other tournaments thinking about putting out a 50 mil pattern.
Yeah, well, in that neighborhood, everyone's on the board of like trying to crush your thing, this and that, blah blah blah. So people just been putting out ideas. We're like, fuck, just putting out ideas. Let's put this shit out and see what happens, right? So again, even if we are the ones breaking ground, then you can come try it right here at our tournament. One Sunday after this Sunday.
Yep.
And Frankie, not only will you get to bowl on a pattern you never got to bowl on anything like before, which may be the future of bowling, but Frankie, no wood left behind.
No wood left behind, which is the great part about this tournament. You get bonus pins for making splits, and on this type of oil pattern, you're probably going to leave a few splits. So
I have some 210 combinations for the righties, I'm thinking, yeah.
There might even be some 5.7s for the righties, some 5.10s for the lefties. Might see an 8.10.
Might see the old lily pad.
Might see a lily pad or two. There could be anything with the head pin doesn't count. It has to be a true split.
True split.
You get 10 bonus pins if you make your split. There's not a cap on the game. If you leave 5 splits and make them all, that's 50 bonus pins back.
Yeah.
On top of whatever you get for your score.
Plus, that's impressive.
Say you shoot 175, but you make 5 splits. That's a 225 game.
Yeah.
So basically, you'll mark it on the sheet, kind of how many you had that game above the game, and just write the total score for each game. You're not going to write 2 different scores. So you know what I mean? Like just put like little marks like you would 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever above the score, and then just write it in. So
yeah, absolutely.
That way it's just easier for Ange to do the scores and stuff like that. And just make sure you have people on your pair verifying the split conversion. Obviously, and then we'll go from there. It's a trial run for us with this type of thing. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna go all the way through eliminator round, step ladder final, the whole thing. So it'll be pretty cool. It'll be fun. Us, we like to do stuff different but challenging. So why not?
Yeah,
let's do it.
And who doesn't like seeing some of these awesome splits converted? Honestly, to be quite honest, I want to see some great splits converted, and I want you guys to actually celebrate these splits being made.
Yeah,
that's one of the coolest things about our game. Is making these crazy splits. Sure, there's the baby split, which will still be worked in bonus bins.
Absolutely.
But when you start making these splits that are way across the lane, they're exciting for everyone in the center. So let's make a big deal out of this because it's going to be really cool to see some of these splits being made. And you can turn what is normally misfortune in leaving a split, and you could turn it into, a bonus for yourself.
Right.
And it really makes you think, a lot of the times when you leave a split, you're like, oh, should I just go for the count or whatever, or just go for the count? we're going to have some people not just going for the count this time, Frankie.
Absolutely.
We're going to see some cool shit getting made. We have some great bowlers in our field, and within our FDDS family out there, I expect to see some awesome things.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be really cool to be able to like judge it because splits their red eyes up on the board.
Yep.
The only thing is if you have to change the score, make sure you get involved in one of our tournament officials. Frankie and I will be there.
Yep.
We'll have Miss Brady will be there. QDD will be there, and I think I'm going to even bring Zen in for help on this one.
Yeah.
So make sure, especially on those green numbers,
that
it's definitely verified by tournament official, other people on your pair. Yeah. But other than that, the red eyes, they should be easy to see.
Spot. Yep. Easy enough to spot.
You know what? When people are making splits, fucking give them a high five,
right?
Man.
Absolutely,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
This is gonna be cool.
And the other thing is and I put this in the tournament thing when I put it out for the tournament sign up thing to let people know, there has to basically be called and scored by the end of the game. Like we don't want to hear 3 games later. Oh, I made a split, but I forgot to put it on there. Like we can't verify it at that point. Like so we can't go back and change a bunch of scores and all that stuff. But so it basically has to be by the time Ange comes around to write the scores at the end of each game, they need to be the correct scores that are put down. So within that first 2 frames of the next game. So so basically that's basically the only big rule on that. So we get another comment coming in. Let's see, Randy Plummer. How much reduction in speed would one predict going through that much oil and mud? Probably not a lot of speed reduction.
No,
at 55
the
mils,
not going to slow down as much.
Yeah, but it's 39 feet. So it's not like we're talking 45, 48, 50 feet. So again, it's kind of like your normal length pattern, right? But it's just twice as much oil as you're used to seeing. You know what I mean? On the average. So
you still get 21 feet of hook.
Right.
Now, and that's on an icicle. Let's say you hit between one of the icicles.
Right.
You got 34 feet of oil.
Right.
And basically nothing beyond that except for maybe a little bit on the brush roll.
Yeah.
Right?
A little bit, yeah. So that transfer.
That probably is it equals maybe 35, 36 feet of oil.
In that ballpark,
you got plenty of hook out there in the back end.
Right. So maybe you'll see maybe I'll try to play closer to in between where the oil stops a little sooner.
Right.
And try to play in that zone rather than trying to play. Or if you want to play in a little, say I'll try to play that hold zone or whatever. It gives people options, right?
Absolutely.
It gives people options of playing a shorter part of the lane or a longer part of the lane wherever they're a little more comfortable where those icicles are. So and there's plenty of volume up front. Again, front to back taper. You're not going to have to loft the shit out of the ball.
You shouldn't.
You know what I mean? You're not going to have to worry about throwing it hard. You're not going to have to worry about any of that stuff.
Right.
All the pattern should hold up all day, every day, no problem at all.
Absolutely.
And it should be a lot of fun.
Even to your dry screened balls,
Yeah.
And here's the deal, though. I'm not sure that you're going to need, everyone's probably automatically thinking, oh, fuck, I'm going to need a bunch of surface. I'm going to need a bunch of surface. Frankie, I don't necessarily think that you're going to need that much because, let's face it, at least 21 feet of hook is plenty of dry boards.
Right.
I personally think you're going to need something that flares and maybe even with something shiny that flares.
It could be. I mean, because, again, maybe because the ball's not going to slow down much, you're going to want it to say, I want to utilize as much of that, kinetic energy down lane as possible. So, it should be. I mean, it's going to be a lot of interesting choices, really.
You had to say kinetic, didn't you? Bring back the kinetic platinum, please.
Yeah.
The kinetic platinum.
Kinetic black ice was.
The black ice was pretty good. But remember that platinum? Remember Queen
nice.
Bee?
She murdered
3 times a week. She'd be like, "Oh, honor school, kinetic platinum, kinetic platinum."
Was pretty dope. So.
Yeah.
Speaking of dope balls, we got one right here. So that's our oil pattern information. We're going to jump into. Let me just get this off the screen. There we go. Excellent. All right. We have the KWT event coming up on Sunday. Boom, 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 right here. Eiffel Tower, 48. 25.95 mils. Doesn't seem like much, really. Max ratio, 233-1. January 14th at Bayside Bowl on Sunday. $1,000 first place prize. The usual for KWT event. Take the top 16 in. 1 and 4 cut. As long as we fill it. Right now we're full. I think there's maybe one on the waiting list right now.
Yeah, so get in on the waiting list if you haven't had a chance yet. It might be a good chance you can still get in. I know this is Friday night before a tournament on Sunday.
Yeah.
Do not hesitate, though. Get in there. Show up Sunday morning, man. The worst thing you could do is hang out and drink $5 Orno Brewing brews all day long, have some good food, cheer on the bowlers, and have a good time. And you would have a chance to win, as Frankie was segueing, this bowling ball right here, Quantum Evo Response, is what we'll be raffling off on Sunday.
Right.
It'll be $5 for 5 tickets. Any increment of $5 you want.
Right.
You do not have to be bowling, but you do have to be present when we draw it after qualifying to win it.
This thing is dope. Like, this is like a fantastic piece of equipment. Well, we want to thank the people at Brunswick Bowling for being obviously 100%. Stepping up as always. And I'm just gonna throw my thermometer on it.
You know, this is one of
this one's legal. They're all legal.
It's our one of our most expensive balls in the pro shop, honestly. And you can win that ball, and not only win that ball, Frankie, but they can win free drilling from us.
Free drilling from Bowler Builders Pro Shop.
Thank you so much to our owner, Jimmy Clark, Master Splinter, the owner of the shop that both Frankie and I work at, and we have PWBA superstar Nutsauce Mallory Clark out of there as well.
Yes.
We will hook you up with free drilling of this bowling ball if you win it. So thank you so much to our sponsors, Brunswick Bowling, Bowler Builders Pro Shop, and obviously Bayside Bowl, right?
Absolutely. So we are really looking forward. We got a bunch of comments coming in on what I put up. Hungus put up out of range.
Yeah, well, so obviously, you know, that's something that Greg and I, talk about. We talk about the like the hardcore logistics of the patterns, and that the getting deep into it. And so we had discussed, stuff like out of ranges and such. And obviously after the last pattern was 52 feet or something like that. Yeah. So that was obviously a discussion last time. And I think that even though we have that much in the fronts, we probably see a fair amount of carry down, but at 39 feet, our carry down should stop before the pin deck.
Yeah, it should. And then, again, you also have those zones where it's only 34 too. So, I mean, you're not going to always be at the 39-foot ranges, you know what I mean? So it shouldn't be as much of an issue, really, because you got 21 feet there anyways, plus up to 26 feet. So, yeah.
I mean, if people are using, spare balls across the middle, you might see, some oil.
But it shouldn't be too bad, actually. So it's definitely better than the last tournament for sure. So so some of the comments are great. I love some of the comments that are in there. So. Sonny D said they're smoking the good stuff, apparently.
Well, I
like Paul West. He goes, Dennis, he tagged Dennis Bissonette, and Dennis is great. He throws urethane on a lot of stuff. He says, you throw the purple hammer on this if you were bowling, right? Dennis says, I'm not even looking at the pattern. Answer's yes. I love that.
I love it. Great. Yeah, that's great.
So we love it. I already got some buzz going for the pattern, and we're excited. I mean, it's definitely going to be a fun one. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to the challenge for our bowlers. Connor Adams says first event of 24. Let's get it. Absolutely. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. Eiffel Tower 48 on Sunday, 25.9 mils. Looking forward to that event. Again, this Sunday you can win the Quantum Evo Response here at Brunswick. Fantastic. I love this one because the swirls in this one are great. You get a lot of silver, and I love the ones that have a lot of silver in it with the red. Looks great. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And for our tournament, we will have another ball, and this one's going to be a fun one. And we'll have that, and I'll actually put that out. But I'll let you guys know what the ball is tonight for our tournament.
Yeah,
it's going to be the Hammer New Blue.
New Blue Hammer.
The new Hammer. The new Blue. That's one you're not going to want to miss. But this Quantum Evo Response is probably one of the best balls this past 6 months, 12 months. This is going to be a great one to win, too. I'll definitely put tickets in for this one because I haven't actually thrown an Evo Response yet. But I know Nutsauce has one of these. She loves it.
It's amazing.
Splinter has one, so I definitely.
Well, it's got that Dynamic Core 2 in it as well. Good stuff. And I mean, just a high performance bowl ball. The Quantum nameplate has always been a high performance line.
It's always good balls.
Yeah, and just like all the other Quantums, you have the 14, 15, 16-pound cores in these balls, which the numbers mimic each other from ball to ball. This one is no difference. This one is a 15-pound version right here. And you, like we said, can win this Sunday. So there's a good reason to show up both Sundays, even if you're just showing up to support your player that's in there. Is you could win a Quantum Evo Response, and then you could win a new Blue Hammer the weekend after.
Next week, absolutely.
So, show up, support your players. Or No Brewing's going to be there with their $5 brews. You know the kitchen staff is going to be there with amazing food, as they usually are. And, it's a great time. Music, drinks, friends, food.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be gonna be a party, and it's gonna be someone can win $1,000 this week, and next week we're gonna have again our tournament going on. You can still sign up for the waiting list for our tournament. You just go to the FrankieDingDongShow@gmail.com for our tournament on January 21st. We're taking names for the waiting list now. The No Wood Left Behind event. Emails going across the bottom of your screen as you can see it right now. So pretty cool about that. High score shout-outs. I just want to give a quick one. We didn't where high score shout-outs. There it is. Roger Sandberg last week, 300 on Wednesday Night League. So,
we had to shout that out, Frankie, because here's our Wednesday Night League. This is how it goes. Roger Sandberg shot the second 300 on our of the season.
Of the season, right? Yeah. I had the first one.
Awesome.
Roger gets the second one.
Amazing. That's awesome, right? Totally awesome. Guess what gets announced? Roger Sandberg shoots 318
handicap for the
not one word about his 300 scratch.
318 handicap gets announced.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
I have another high score shout out if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. As many as we can get in there.
So as you guys know, our high school season is rolling, right? Bayside High Rollers is my high school team. I love that team. Absolutely love, high school bowling. It's totally awesome. We had our second comp was yesterday in Augusta. And Jason McCarthy, you might know him.
One of our players. Yeah.
He goes spare in the first frame and then continues to bowl 15 strikes in a row.
Holy cow.
Shoots 290 game one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Hell of a day for Jason.
15 in a row. Wow.
It was so fun because we got to bowl against my former team, Alton Bank, which Crazy Train is now the coach of, which is our good friend.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And he's back bowling again, which is nice. From his injury.
He had like 750.
He bowled really good.
He bowled great.
Yeah, he bowled great.
So it was a really fun event, getting to bowl, alongside of them, and just getting to see these youth players develop, and it was awesome. 290 for Jason.
That's awesome. Good for Jason. Yeah, that's really cool. So
awesome.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. We want as many high score shout outs we can get. We have Jim Griffin checking in from Arizona, my uncle. Awesome. So shout out. Hey, look at that. Broadway Bowl Cup. Thank you, Hungus, for the Broadway Bowl Cup.
I have a Sharks.
Go over to South Portland and check out Broadway Bowl. The place is dope.
I almost thought I was going to get one because I had like the 10 cups set up. Yeah. But I didn't realize it was for people to put in like the name.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I was almost thinking, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Broadway Bowl coffee cup's awesome.
Yeah, Connor says, what a match yesterday. Maine's best youth bowling was on fire. I believe 1,000 plus for both teams game one.
That was the other thing. Incredible. Yes, thank you for bringing that up, cousin.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it's a 5-person team, right?
Yeah.
And very rarely do we see here in Maine like high school bowling 1,000 because that's so
tough.
Very rarely do we see 1,000 game, for the 5 players.
Yep.
Game one, both my team and Crazy Train's team both were over 1,000.
Awesome.
That's totally awesome. Yeah, like seeing these bowlers bowl
really
was
cool.
great. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was awesome. So
yeah. We got and PBA's rolling right now. Our
the players, right?
The Players Championship. Our friend Anthony Lavery Spar kicking ass out there. So
with his little,
I love the shimmy. Yeah. This drives the women in Wichita crazy. Just like on Major League too, with Parkman. Up to film that.
Bloomington, Indiana.
Is that where they are? I thought they were in Wichita.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, am I in the wrong city?
I don't know. You're right.
They're bowling. We actually had it on in the other room.
Yeah.
I think QDD is still watching it. So.
It's currently on. We're missing it. Yeah.
Is this
be with you guys?
So after tonight, do they do any more bowling tomorrow, or is it cutting to the show after tonight? I don't know. We'll find out.
Like the shit show.
The Bopo shit show?
Yeah. I'd have to say we're probably bowling on tougher stuff on the shit show than that.
Well, given the scores at the Players Championship, and I heard that the scores are pretty high. I know Sean had said something about averaging 224 and finishing 40th in the major, which is pretty crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, there's like a meme, scores at the Players Championship, Snoop Dogg,
Yeah. Which one's higher?
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense. Probably the Players Championship. Yeah, that's hard to do, but
It is. It's difficult.
I don't think there was a single bowler that averaged under 200 in the
No, everyone went positive, which is actually pretty impressive.
Honestly. It is. Well, those guys are the best in the world, which is one thing. But another thing is, if you're the best in the world and you feel like you still have to average, like house shot average to get in, like
240 got in,
right? Right. Yeah. So I mean, it's impressive, but I think maybe there was a strategy involved with thinking that would keep urethane out of play, which clearly didn't work because there was a lot of things still going on the lane right now. So, and I'm fine with that. Like, do whatever. Yeah. I think the results, the proof's in the pudding, right? Guys are going to use what works, no matter what. So, absolutely. And if urethane works, they're going to use it. If it doesn't, they won't. That's just anything.
But not all the guys though, because DJ Archer, who's still bowling amazing, right? It's been using the jam or the exotic jam all week, curving the lane and whatever. So it's obviously not for everyone,
right?
And
some guys start with it and jump out of it. I mean, most guys do. Most guys don't use urethane for a whole block. As a late transition, it just doesn't look good. I know for me personally, I can see when it gets to a certain point, it just doesn't want to shape because it starts early and it just kind of skids through the mids, and you're like, yeah, this isn't good.
Right.
It just, you lose a pin carry, you just put it away. You go to something resin that glides to the front and gives you more on the back. So, Del Picard checking in, our buddy Del. What's up, boys?
I like gliding through the front and getting more in the back.
Well, it doesn't really. Yeah. So that's basically, that was our show tonight, guys. We just wanted to wrap it up and let you know there's still sponsorship packages available, just to let you know. Single tournament, multi-tournament packages. We're basically about halfway through the season right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can get you whatever you want to figure out. We can get your name on a whatever. We have legal to take care of that for us. So she's out in the other room watching tournaments. So.
We can do rake advertising now on the rake and everything. So if you're interested in that, get a hold of us. That is something that we talked to the mad scientist about, and he is all ready
on
to
board
go
for that.
Yeah.
Good. So. Yeah, so we got all kinds of different custom-made packages if you want. Again, just talk to us, shoot us an email. The email's at the bottom of your screen still, so just get a hold of us. We'll figure something out for you and your business, and let's help each other out for sure. Again, the more that helps, the better equipment. You've seen our increase in our production this year with the different camera angles, what we got going down lane, stuff like that. We're getting there. We're looking into even more stuff like the wireless type microphone type deals. We've been kind of experimenting with that at the, earlier in the season. But, we're definitely looking into more higher technology equipment, but it all costs money. So, and, we just, we try to keep things reasonable for people. And, but if we can get that sponsorship money in there, we can just put it back into the production and in bowlers' pockets for prize funds. So. Randy Plumber says SM USB-C tournament apps due tomorrow. Yeah, I totally forgot, dude. I totally forget it. When it comes to city tournaments, I totally space it. I totally space it.
Well, we have our own tournament schedule that's pretty hard and heavy.
I know. It's 17 tournaments.
Right. Well, 18 now because the
non-champs.
The non-champs one.
Yeah.
Plus, then we have all of our other events like the Bopo singles, doubles, finals. Then we add the shit show now. We're adding all these events, and
which is great. It's just it doesn't leave a lot of time for a lot of other stuff. And I was happy to get to Bangor twice. Like I talk to people oh, you just do stuff at Bayside, this and that. But I'll tell you right now, in the last month, I bowled at Bayside, Augusta twice, Bangor twice. Went down to Sopo, down at Broadway, and
we bowl out of Riverside.
Every Wednesday. So, I've made personally my own rounds through a lot of the state. Yeah. And so we try to get around and bowl as much stuff as we can. And at least as much as, and in that same time pan, by the way, in that last month, Troy, New York as well.
That's right. Yeah. And here's the deal, Frankie. We can only bowl when we're not running something.
Right.
So those rare weekends when we have off, there has to actually be something else going on.
Right.
Plus, I have to know
we don't have plans. Event. Right, and you have youth stuff right now for sure.
Or just life plans.
And sometimes, it's been nice having a couple. We'll have a weekend off where there's no bowling or whatever, and and then that's fun too.
Not around the house.
Right. Well, that's right. Got to get that done too. So, we all have White Russian checking in. White Russian checking in. I'll even still give a little shark. Shark in memoriam for Frankie. So. I'll give you a little. There you go. A little skull too. So
We got to bowl next to each other at least.
It was fun. Yeah, we get to see each other this week. Yeah. It was fun. You guys got your first one of the season. We got our first one of the season.
Perfect. Awesome.
So it was good.
That's
both 1-1 heading in. I think we don't bowl each other until like midway through I think we bowl each other in the party pit. Pretty sure we bowl each other in the party pit.
Yeah, that's a challenging pair, Frankie, just because the limited room down there due to the DJ boost.
I think, we got Crazy Train checking in. I think that's his handle on YouTube, A55 Crusher.
It is, yeah. Yep.
He says, pay all the money for my house and I am never there, LOL.
Right, he's for real.
Yeah.
Because we're always at tournaments, running tournaments, and then, like I said, when we actually have like the limited time where we're not running one, if there's one going on, we support it. IBCs, the Bangor Sports.
Try as much as possible, like in, hopefully once Just in Time gets back up and running, it was a great event. The Score Fest, that was a fun tournament to bowl in every year. So hopefully, we can bring that back, and or Jimmy and Mallory can bring that back, I should say, for us to bowl in. That was a great tournament because that had the singles, doubles, trios, which is a lot of fun.
It did, yeah.
But always working on different stuff. You know what I mean? So
the Score Fest was cool because let's face it, that was the first tournament that brought scores back to Lewiston.
Right.
Prior to that, like the scores have been falling away, which is funny because you talked about how the scores were massive. You'd scored so well for so many years in that building.
A long time.
And then for a couple of years, they fell away.
Yeah.
I really love that tournament series that Jimmy and Mallory run because that tournament series is singly what brought scores back to Lewiston.
It really did.
They started
100%.
throwing chalk on the wall all over the fucking place after that.
Yeah.
It's great.
That season was fun because, the first chalk on the wall went right before the tournament. That Friday before there was Colonel Sanders.
Exactly.
Got up on the wall.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was just that explosion of scores, which was great.
Yeah.
And then that just really carried through the rest of the season. You know what I mean? And it was awesome. And that was cool. That was fun to see.
I think so too. Yeah.
It was. Yeah. And hopefully that comes back, which would be great. Again, we try to support everything. We love people supporting us. And as much as we can get to other people's stuff, we try to get there. Absolutely. Yeah. All support each other. That's what it's all about up in this area. So, Jim Griffin says it's been cold in Arizona. Don't laugh too hard, but it's down in the low 30s at night. That is pretty cold for Arizona.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, but
that's about our highs during the day, though.
Yeah, but I figure if you get a little cold front coming through a place like Arizona, that's pretty flat, right? Once you get out of obviously the Grand Canyon type areas, but you get into that Phoenix area, it can be kind of flat. I mean, that cold air is not anywhere to go. It's just going to sit there.
Right. Well, plus it's all relative. If you're used to 100 degrees, 30 degrees fucking cold. If you live in Antarctica, 30 degrees is like, let's fucking go out swimming.
Yeah. Our boy Dan checking in from Florida. Good evening, guys. Watching ALS bowl at the same time. Not going as good as this morning. No, nuts for sure. But, man, this morning he had a block for the ages, man. He was smoking this morning. So,
and his opponents are doing pretty well tonight.
Yeah, his opponents are bowling pretty good tonight, too. That's, again, the bonus pin thing really hurts when you're not winning. When you win in matches, man, it's awesome. But, man, it hurts when you're not, for sure.
Yeah, and it's hard to, when guys are bowling good, it's hard to be mad about that.
Yeah, but Anthony's been bowling phenomenal this week. Hopefully he can just keep it up and stay up in the standings enough to make the step ladder, which would be awesome. So
maybe snag a title out of that. That would be good.
Yeah, major. Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
No shit, right? That'd be a great way to get one out there. So
yeah, fucking right.
You got Jim say Griffin says gets to 115, 120 in the peak of summer. No thanks.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's swamp ass season. I'm good with that. So
that's like, you need to live in an air conditioned bubble.
That's like I just go crack an egg on a rock and just cook it outside. Just, you know what I mean?
You could probably still use a pan, Frankie. Put the pan on the rock.
No, just a nice flat rock. Just put a little pan cooking spray on that rock and just let it roll.
Just let it happen. It adds minerals, right?
Absolutely.
Fucking puts air in your chest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone, we're going off the rails now. I think it's time for whatever, but so anyways, as always to everyone, much love to everyone from Frankie and Ding Dong. We love y'all and look forward to hopefully have a nice full event next weekend for our tournament. We're full right now, but we only I got to make some adjustments because we had a couple dropouts. So if you're on the waiting list, there's 2 spots that came open. You're going to get emails from me and as soon as this show goes off. So if Russell Hagen and Katie Nichols are watching, you got emails coming here as soon as I get off the air. But that'll leave us with, I think, 3 or 4 on the waiting list. So, again, get on the waiting list for the event. Our email is at the bottom of the page, frankieanddingongshow@gmail.com, thefrankieanddingongshow@gmail.com. Say you're registering for the No Wood Left Behind tournament on January 21st, and we will get you on the waiting list and give us your preferred method of contact. Because when we get close to the tournament, some people don't check their email. So if you say, hey, text me, call me, whatever. When you send your email back, we'll get a hold of you, whatever your preferred method is as far as, getting into the event. So
yeah, absolutely. You will not want to miss this event.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
You're
going to be a lot of fun.
I mean, you'll probably get to bowl on something like this in the future because this might be the future of bowling, but I swear to God, you've never bowled on anything fucking like this. And I don't care where you've bowled. Yeah. You've never bowled on anything like this.
And it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's a pattern that's going to be a lot of volume. It's going to be hard, but I think you're going to find people will find different lines to the pocket and, be able to score. It's not going to be a pattern that's like impossible, you can't score. No, I think even though it's fairly flat, with the taper, with the icicles, it's going to give people a chance to score from a couple different parts of the lane. So it should be fun.
Plus, have you ever gotten 10 extra bonus spins for making splits?
Right.
Like, how fun is it, Frankie? You've been there. Like, remember the Avalon was the Avalon because you made it so much.
Right.
And even though you made it so much, it was still, every time you made it, it felt fucking great.
Awesome, yeah.
Now, take that feeling and add 10 pins to your score. That's fucking great.
No,
That's
awesome. I made the 3-7 Tuesday night, and someone said, they go, oh, that was awesome. I go, I leave it a lot. I should make it. I mean, I leave it, I leave it a lot, especially on Alcatraz. So, eventually you're going to make it.
Right.
So that would have been 10 bonus spins.
Yeah. And so we had people bring this up, and I thought it was kind of funny. They're like, "Oh, I'll just leave baby split all frame, and pick it up." So to be quite honest, that was my thinking, right? So if you go in and you leave baby split every frame and pick it up, and then let's say you strike in the film, that's 182, right? 182. If I give you 10 extra pins to each one of those splits you picked up, that's 282. Not quite perfect, but pretty damn fucking near.
Right.
But if you make 10 splits in a row, you fucking deserve it, bro.
Right.
You deserve that shit.
And what's the odds? Number one, what's the odds you can leave one every frame?
Exactly.
I mean, you're probably going to leave the 6 pin into that 310 a few times. I'm sorry, probably more often than not, actually.
Right.
So, and then what's the odds you're going to make it every time, especially on a 55 mil pattern that you've never bowled on before?
Never bowled on before. So, no one's ever bowled on
before. So it's going to be fun, different, and this should be a cool format. I'm actually pretty excited to see it on camera. Hopefully I'm bowling, but if not, even if I'm calling the action, it'll be fun to see. Like once you get into like step ladder finals, like he's down, 10 going into the 10th. Oh, he split. Oh, wait a minute, he's not out of it yet.
He's not out of it yet.
But wait, there's more. It's like the old, Billy Mays infomercials there.
Yeah, because it's always like, and that's what happens. It gets down to like the 10th frame, and then somebody leaves a split, and it's like, oh, game over. It's done. Game over. But now, not necessarily.
In Frankie's dreamland, it comes down to someone leaving a 7-10, and then they pick it up to win the title with the 10 bonus spins. How cool would that be?
I would love this because we've had Badger on lane 2 pick up the 7-10. I'd love to see another one on camera. We've already gotten one.
We've gotten one.
I'd love to see another one.
Yep.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
That'd be totally cool.
Hey, you never know. Tune in.
I want to see
next Sunday.
Cool
be there, bowl. Watch it live.
No wood left behind.
No wood left behind.
We're better than the fucking education department.
That's right. That's true. Right. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Again, we love everyone. Amateur bowlers for the amateur bowler, but we love our pros too. They're awesome. Yeah. So, thank you for tuning in. So we will have another show, I believe, next Friday. Probably. We'll probably have a show right before our event. But we'll recap the Carl's World Tour tournament that was this Sunday. We'll talk a little bit more league stuff, high score shout-outs, whatever you guys got, bring it to us. We'll get it on the air. If you have anyone you want to recognize, we'll totally do that. And, one of these times we're going to drop in a special guest or two, too, at some point. We're gonna get some more. I think when we get into our summer season, that's a little bit slower when it comes to tournament time. I think that's when we'll run like weekly guests a lot, you know what I mean? And get people on when there's a little bit less going on and stuff. This time of year, it's so hectic and crazy and,
Yeah.
But
I mean,
we'll see. We'll see. You never know.
We got plenty of shit to talk about.
We do. We always have stuff to talk about. We can talk all night. We can bowling. We can talk bowling all day, all night.
A lot of people like to sell their show just by name dropping and having people on there. We don't necessarily need to do that. We probably could every week if we wanted to. And sure, we love talking bowling with anyone. So we'll have people on. It's hard to coordinate sometimes, and so that's why we just kind of drop in. We never have an agenda or anything. We just kind of
wheel it. Yeah. Adam, Crazy Train said, I missed the shout out. Hit 752 Wednesday. Yeah, we did cover that. We actually did. We did give you the shout out, Adam, saying you shot 750. We were pretty stoked that you were back bowling and hopefully pain free and riding high. So that's good. So and we'll definitely see you Sunday, I'm sure. So thank everyone for tuning in tonight. We'll have another show for you next week. Until then, you'll see us live Sunday from the Carl's World Tour, Alcatraz, Eiffel Tower, Alcatraz. That's where we're blowing off the league. The last KWT was Alcatraz.
Yes, it was.
This is Eiffel Tower 48. So, you'll probably be in ball reaction jail either way. So, you never know. But
hopefully no one will jump from the top of Eiffel Tower.
No. And it's, we don't want that. Just bowl from Eiffel
48 feet down.
Yeah.
From the top.
Yeah, don't do that.
To the foul line.
To the foul line.
48 feet.
48 feet.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
That's a long way. So.
It is. Yeah.
When you're standing at the foul line, it doesn't look as long as it is.
I know.
It's such an optical illusion.
Someone asked me Tuesday, and I had to think about it for a second as we're going to get off the air. We were talking, and I want to say it was Niner maybe that said, is it 60 feet to the back of the pin deck? That means, is it only 56 feet to the head pin? And I'm like, no, it's 60 feet to the head pin. It's 64 feet to the back of the pin deck, right? Is right about that?
So it's 60 feet to the center of the head pin.
Right.
Yeah. So it's 63 to the center of the back row.
Right.
So to the back of the deck,
about 64.
Pretty close to 64.
That's what I told Niner. But then I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, no, it's not 50. I know it's not 56 feet. It's definitely 60.
To the center of the head pin,
It was just kind of a weird question, out of nowhere, and it just was like, no, it's 60 feet.
Yeah, you know what's fucked up, Frankie?
Yeah.
Is we talk about splits. This is the no wood left behind.
Yeah.
So, one thing, wrap your head around this, guys, before no wood left behind. The baby split, the 310, the 2.7.
2.7, right? Yeah.
Did you know, Frankie, that those baby splits, those two pins, let's say the 310, are the exact same distance apart as the 4.6 split?
Yeah, well, because it's optical illusion, right? It's
the same distance apart.
Yeah.
Does that blow your mind or what?
Did you measure it?
They're each pin are 10 inches on center, right?
Well, you're also talking triangle.
To the 6 is 12 inches. You got
but
another 12 inches to the 10.
But in between the 4 and the 6 is the 5.
Right. 12 inches to the 5.
Yeah.
12 inches to the 6. Is that fucked up or what?
It's really weird. Yeah. But again, the angle is what makes the ball be able to take it out. Yeah. Because the other ones are straight across each other, so there's no way.
Isn't that the stupidest thing in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Right.
Yeah.
So we leave that, you guys. But no head pins, no washout. Bullshit.
No washout. No.
Not getting 10 extra pins on that shit.
No. But if you make a 5.7 or a 5.10, that counts. That's legit.
The old
or even
turtle.
A 7.8 is a split. 8.9, 9.10. Any of those. It's still all baby splits.
Yeah.
Still a split, not a head pin.
Those are a lot smaller baby splits than the 310 or the 2.7.
Yeah.
Because they're only 12 inches apart. Right. But a bowl ball is 12 inches. So figure that one out. But it's 12 inches on center. So
right. So that's why.
Is, 3.5 inches.
Yeah. So that's why the bowling ball will take out both in between. So there you go. All kinds of science for you to get. So
think splits for the next week plus, guys.
Yeah. Just don't leave them. But
just
if you do make them, so they'll get your pins.
Yeah.
So not this Sunday, next Sunday. This Sunday, I'll just get you an attaboy.
Attaboy.
Next Sunday, you'll get you 10 bonus.
Way to practice for next week.
Good practice. Good practice.
Yeah. No wood's left behind. Can't wait for that one.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll check you out next time. As always, get your friends to start subscribing to our YouTube channel, The Frankie and Ding Dong Show. 1,000 subscribers, big giveaway. Let's get it done. Share it up to your pages, actually, our YouTube page. Say, hey, subscribe to these guys. They're awesome. Do it. All of our stuff is on there.
YouTube, Twitch,
all of it.
We got it all.
We got it all for you. So thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Love you guys, and we'll see you Sunday from the Eiffel Tower 48.